Hey guys, so this is just going to be a quick run through of how to set up the MIA dictionary add-on and use some of its basic features. Now, before I jump in, I just want to say that we've created a very in-depth, comprehensive guide to the MIA dictionary add-on and posted that on the MIA website. So if you have any questions or want to learn any more about specific features, make sure to check that out. A link will be in the description. So first, let's start off by actually installing the add-on. So here on the top section of the guide, there is a link to the add-ons Anki webpage. And if we scroll down to get the code, we can install it like any other Anki add-on. So tools, add-ons, get add-ons, paste that in, wait for it to download. Now, normally when you first install an add-on, you have to restart Anki to have it take effect. But before we actually open Anki back up, let's go ahead and install some dictionaries. So on the Anki webpage, right here, you'll see a link to a mega folder containing various open source dictionaries that are already converted into the right format for the dictionary add-on. You can also find a link to the same page towards the top of the guide. So basically the way it works is that you're going to want to download the entire folder for the language that you're studying. Each of these folders contains every open source dictionary currently available for the dictionary add-on for that language. So let's go ahead and download Japanese and English to get started. So just going to go ahead and download as zip, English as well. Now, for languages that have either conjugation tables or frequency lists available, they're going to automatically be included in this folder as well. So we've set this up so that you can just download one of these folders, drop it into the file system of the add-on, and you'll be good to go. So I'm just going to fast forward until these finish downloading. Okay, so the dictionaries have finished downloading, so let's go ahead and close out of Mega and install these dictionaries into the add-on. So to do this, we first have to navigate to the add-ons folder, which we can do by going to app data, Anki 2, add-ons 21, so just the normal old add-ons folder for Anki. And then it's going to be this one 1655. If you sort by most recently changed, then it's going to be the one at the top if you just installed the add-on. And now within the add-ons directory, we want to first go to user files and then dictionaries. And this is where we're going to drop dictionaries. So first, let's go ahead and open up Japanese, and we're going to go ahead and drop the entire folder that's called Japanese. And let's go ahead and do the same for English as well. So now inside of user files dictionaries, we have one folder for English and one folder for Japanese. And if we go into the English folder, we'll see that we have a bunch of other folders, and each of these folders corresponds to a single dictionary. So inside of the folder is the actual dictionary file. It's a .json file. And we also have the frequency.json. So basically the way the file system is organized is that each language has its own folder, and then within that, each dictionary has its own folder. And once we add new dictionaries to this dictionaries folder, when we open up Anki, they're automatically going to be imported into the add-ons database. So let's go ahead and do that now. So you can see that the add-on automatically started to import the dictionaries. Now, this process of importing a dictionary can take a little bit of time, especially considering that in this case, we're installing over 10 dictionaries at once, but it's only going to happen when you first install a new dictionary. For now, I'm just going to cut to after they've finished importing. Okay, so the dictionaries have finished importing. So now that the dictionary add-on has been installed and we've installed some dictionaries, let's actually check the dictionary itself out. So we can open it up by either going to MIA and then open dictionary, or we can use the hotkey that's listed here, Control W. So here is the dictionary. We see the home page tells us what all the hotkeys are. And let's just go ahead and try searching something. So if we search for hello, let's see what comes up. So we can see that we got quite a lot of definitions here. So these are all of the English dictionaries. We can see that we have English to German, English to Japanese. And so when you get a ton of search results like this, it's a good time to use the sidebar feature. So right here next to the search button is the sidebar button. If we press that, we're going to get this overview of all the different entries that came up. We can expand it out. If you right click on one of the dictionaries, you can minimize it. And if you click on a certain definition, then it's going to jump to that location. Now, if you're wondering what these stars are, that actually represents the frequency. So the more stars that a word has, the more frequent it is, which means the more valuable it is to you as a language learner. So if you want to know exactly what the different numbers of stars correspond to, that is also listed in the dictionary add-on guide. Now, right now, we're searching on the all mode, which just searches every single dictionary that we have. But because we probably don't speak Korean or Russian or German, this isn't necessarily the most useful. So let's go ahead and create some dictionary groups that will allow us to search specific groups of dictionaries. So to do that, we're going to go to the settings, which we can do by pressing this gear icon here. You can also open the settings by going to MIA Dictionary Settings. Now to add a dictionary group, we're just going to click Add Dictionary Group. So let's make one for English and one for Japanese. So let's just call it English. Let's make the font Times New Roman. And let's say that we want word set. And just for fun, let's say English to Japanese. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Now let's just create one more for Japanese this time. So Japanese, I'm going to choose Yumincho as the font. And this time, let's put JM Dict English, because that's the only Japanese dictionary that goes to a language that I understand. So let's hit save, apply. Now, whenever you make changes to the dictionary, you have to open and close the dictionary once for those changes to apply. So let's close it and reopen it. And now when we go to this dropdown, we see that we have our two new dictionary groups right here. So let's try some searches with the English dictionary group now to explore some of the other features. So now if we search hello again, we can see that there are far fewer entries. Now, if we look to the right of the dictionary group dropdown, we see the search mode dropdown. So right now it's on forward, which means it's searching for entries that start with what we searched. But we can also make it backwards, which will look for entries that end with what we searched. So you can see Othello, that's funny. And we can also put it to exact, which will only search for entries that match what we searched exactly. Now, exploring the rest of the toolbar, we have this plus and minus, which simply changes the size of the font. Next to it, we have the tab mode. So right now it's on multi-tab mode, which means that every time that we search something, it's going to appear in a new tab. But if we switch this to single tab mode, then every search that we make will appear in the current tab. So we can see. So if you don't like tabs constantly being created and then you having to close them out, you can just search on single tab mode. If you want to close a tab, you simply right click on it. Now to the right of the tab button, we have the history button. So this just shows you your history. If you double click on an entry, you can search it again. You can hit clear history to clear your history. Now to the right of the history button is the deconjugation mode button, but I'm going to come back to this in a couple minutes. And then to the right of that is the night mode toggle. So you can switch between night mode and day mode. It just changes the color. And we already saw the settings. So one more feature that I want to show you guys while we're here is the Google Image and Forvo dictionaries. So you may have noticed in the dictionary group dropdown that beneath all was Google Images and Forvo. And these are dictionaries that actually come built into the add-on. So if we select Google Images and search, it's actually going to, well, just do what you think, search Google Images, and we can hit load more to load more. And in the settings of the add-on, we can actually change the specific region in which Google Images is searched, because depending on what country you're in, you can get different search results on Google Images. So that's pretty cool. We can also search Forvo, and if you don't know, Forvo is a website where native speakers of various languages upload clips of them pronouncing various words. And so if we search a word, it's actually going to not come up because Forvo is language specific, and right now it's set to Japanese. So if we go ahead and set this to English, and again, anytime you make a change to the dictionary settings, you have to close and reopen the dictionary. And now let's try searching something. We see that we have 3 different clips.
Immersion.
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 So that's pretty cool. And when you're creating dictionary groups, you can actually include Google Images and Forvo right into a dictionary group with other normal dictionaries. Okay, so now let's check out some of the integration that the dictionary add-on has with Anki. So let's go ahead and return to the English search mode and then go back to the browser. So let's say that we're just reading this website right here and we want to look up a word. So we can double click on the word and then use the hotkey Control-C space. and it will automatically look the word up in the dictionary. And even if the dictionary is closed, as long as Anki's open, this hotkey is still going to work. So that's pretty cool. Now, if you want to search a word inside of either Anki or the dictionary add-on itself, you can do that by highlighting the word and using the hotkey Control S. This will do the same thing as right-clicking on it and selecting search. Now, another cool feature of the dictionary add-on is deconjugation support. So if you install a conjugation table for a given language, then you'll be able to look up words that are in conjugated forms and automatically have their dictionary forms show up in the dictionary. Now, we don't yet have a conjugation table for English, but we do have one for Japanese, and because we've included it in that dictionary pack that we installed before, it's already been automatically installed. So let's go ahead and try that feature out. So if we switch our dictionary group to Japanese and we make sure that deconjugation mode is on, that was what this icon was for. So when the middle row of the Rubik's Cube is tilted, that means that deconjugation mode is on. When all three rows are aligned, that means that deconjugation mode is off. So if we just go ahead and make sure that it's on. And then let's just say we're reading the internet in Japanese and we come across something that we want to look up that is conjugated, like here we have nono shirarete. Then we can use the global hotkey Control C space, and we'll see that the dictionary form nono shiru automatically got looked up. And right next to it, we also have azawarawarete in the passive te form, and we can use Control C space to look that up and find the dictionary form, azawarao. So that's pretty cool. Now I just realized that right after I said I was going to show you guys how the dictionary add-on integrates with Anki, I showed you how to use the dictionary add-on outside of Anki instead. So now let's actually explore how the dictionary add-on integrates with Anki. So if we actually pull up Anki's main window, let's say that we want to make a card. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit add. And then I already have a card type for English. So let's just go ahead and say we're making an English card. So let's return to that English website. And let's say we wanted to make a sentence card out of this sentence. So say we have the sentence right here. So first of all, we can look words up really easily with the Control S hotkey that I mentioned before. So let's just say we're trying to learn the word foreign. So I can just say Control S. Now, here are a bunch of dictionaries, and the first pretty cool way that the dictionary add-on integrates with Anki is that you can directly send definitions to fields. So to do this, you have to click on the Select Fields dropdown and then mark off which fields you're going to send to. And you only have to do this the first time. So if I check off meaning, then the add-on's going to remember that I normally send definitions from this dictionary to the meaning field. So this is to allow you to have flexibility so that you can have definitions from certain dictionaries always go to the right field. And that way, after the initial setup, you'll be able to make cards really efficiently. So now, if I just go ahead and click the arrow, it's going to send it right to the field. Now, I could also send over this definition, but this definition looks pretty long. So let's just say that I only wanted to send over a portion of it. So first of all, we have to make sure to select which field we want it to go to. And now let's just highlight the portion of the definition that we want. I just highlighted I think the wrong definition given the target sentence that I chose, but we'll just pretend that it's the right one. And now if I click the send to field button, we see that it just took the header and then the definition that we had highlighted. So it's really easy to send specific portions of definitions to fields. Now, the really cool thing about this feature is that it's very flexible. You can do it in many different places in Anki. So for example, if I add this card to my collection, and now let's say that we're in the browser, I can add definitions to cards in the browser as well. So let's say actually now I'm looking at proficiency. So now I'm going to do Control S. And again, let's just say that I want this definition. It will send it over to the field. But even cooler is that let's say I'm actually in the middle of reviewing a card. Well, it can still send it over and have the card update in real time. So this is pretty cool. So that pretty much covers it for the most basic features of the dictionary add-on. Now, there's also a lot of other cool stuff, such as mass exporting definitions to multiple cards at once, and also the card exporter, which allows you to make highly personalized, very high quality sentence and vocab cards in just a few seconds. But because this video is just supposed to be a little introduction, I'm just going to cut it off here. But hopefully that was enough for you guys to see how by using the MI dictionary add-on, you can really improve the speed and efficiency with which you use Anki to learn foreign languages, because you can look things up really quickly and easily on the fly and then add definitions to the things you look up to your cards. So yeah, that's all from me. Hopefully that was useful. And if you have any questions, make sure to check out the guide. So thanks for watching.